Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good evening. We have 2018 men's singles champion for you. To be fair to everyone, I'd ask you just ask one question, and if you do ask one, I probably won't get back to you because there's going to be a lot. So let's go here.
Now, last year you left Wimbledon with the elbow injury that cost you so many problems afterwards. Here you are back again as the champion. Can you tell us about the long journey, that took you to be on this level again?
It was a long journey, especially considering that elbow injury that took me out from the tour for 6 months, and then when I started training again, came back on the tour, played Australia, but I played with the pain, and it was inevitable for me to go on a table and have a surgery. Even though I was trying everything to avoid it, to be honest. It was the first and I hope only surgery I had. But it was supposed to happen, and after that I had a really good recovery, I thought, and maybe too fast. I got back to the court too fast, and I wasn't ready to compete. Indian Wells, Miami were not great. And it took me several months really to regain the confidence, go back to basics, and start to hit as many balls on the practice court as possible, so I can feel comfortable, playing on the high level. And then it took me many tournaments, and I couldn't pick the better place, to be honest, in the tennis world to peak and to make a comeback. Wimbledon has been always a very special tournament to me and to many players, obviously. I dreamed of winning it when I was a 7-year-old boy. I made a lot of improvised Wimbledon trophies from different materials, and I really always dreamed of winning Wimbledon. And when that happened back in 2011, and when I became #1 of the world, in just a couple of days all my dreams came true. So it's really hard to compare this year's trophy and victory with any other of the other three, because they're all special. But if I can pick one, that would be probably the first one, and this year's winning, because my son was at the trophy ceremony, which made it extra special.
Novak, congratulations also, you're back in the top 10. Did you ever imagine at the start of the year that you'd be back at this point by this time this year?
To be honest, I learned how to be patient in this process, going back to February when I had the surgery of the elbow, I really was impatient. I wanted to come back and compete as quick as possible. I wanted to get out on the court. I was still feeling a little bit of discomfort and pain playing in Indian Wells, Miami, but I just kept going, even though everybody was against me competing at that stage. I took the responsibilities, and because I could not imagine myself being away from the tour another few months after being away from the tour 6 months in the last season. So I had to learn the lessons in a hard way. And to answer your questions directly, I did not expect to be back in the top shape already here in Wimbledon so quickly. After, if you ask me after Roland Garros, I'd probably maybe doubt that. But at the same time, there is a part of me that always believes in my own abilities and believes in my own quality of tennis and what I possess. That I, whenever I come to the tournament and Grand Slam, especially, I believe I can have a good opportunity to fight for the trophy. So my ambitions are quite high, and I think maybe I went against myself, especially the first few months post surgery, because the expectations and were so high from myself that I could not understand why I could not perform and play on the level that I'm used to. So right now it's easy to talk, but I had to go through it. But I want to thank all the people who were close to me and really believed in me as well.
Novak, we could have thought you had proved everything to tennis world and to yourself for the past 10 years, but do you feel the last 2 matches you proved again something new to yourself, that you pushed some limits you never thought maybe were there? Or?
To myself the most, yes, to myself the most, because I lost quarterfinals of Roland Garros. There was a similar fight, long match, and I wasn't playing my best in the decisive moments, and that was something that I was missing, to be honest. You know, that kind of competitive match play feeling of being toe to toe with a opponent in a big matches in the later stages of a Grand Slams, and playing against Nadal in semifinals here was the biggest test that I could have, specifically for that, just to see whether I can, you know, whether I can prevail, and that's why I spend a lot of energy and I put a lot of effort to win that match, because I knew, excuse me, I knew on a short run and long run how much that will mean to me and how much it means to me, to my confidence. And obviously I didn't have a day in between semifinals and finals, and ideally maybe, you know, right now it's great, but ideally maybe a day would be even better in between. But I did all I could to recover, and I felt really good today. I thought the first two sets against Kevin today, even though, I mean, you could feel that he was nervous, you could feel that, you know, he wasn't playing at his best, he was making a lot of errors, but I thought that I was very solid, and just probably the two best sets I've played in a long time.
Novak, how important for you was it to get off to a strong start today as well?
It was quite important. I mean, that I knew that Kevin spent plenty of hours on the court in quarters and semis, marathon wins. I did too. He did have a day off, a day in between semis and finals, so I knew that, you know, probably had enough time for him to recover and to get out on the court and start playing at the expected level that he was playing on the last couple of matches. But at the same time, I knew that it was his first Wimbledon finals, and it's quite, you know, it is a really different sensation when you are in the finals of Wimbledon and any other tournament. And it was my fifth today, so I try to use that experience, probably that maybe mental edge that I have, to, you know, kind of start off in a right way. And the first game I made a break of serve, was a perfect possible start, and after that I cruised for two sets, and in the third set he started hitting his spots with the serve much better. He started swinging through the ball, making less errors. He was the better player in the third set, without a doubt. I was just trying to hold on and keep my composure in indecisive moments, and I served well, played some really good shots when I was set points down, and then played a perfect tiebreak to finish.
You've been through a difficult period now and come back, yet you're 31 years old. You went through a period of great domination earlier. Is it realistic that you could come back to that level again when you look at you've got such a positive head-to-head against your great rivals and stuff? Yeah. Is it something you think about, or is it just way down the road?
Well, I understand that people are questioning whether I can, you know, consistently play on this level. I mean, trust me, I am too. But at the same time, I can't look too far, you know, on the road, because, you know, I have to embrace and cherish this kind of accomplishment, because, you know, as I said, if you asked me a month and a half ago whether, you know, I'll be able to, whether I think I can win the Wimbledon, part of me, yes, I hope, but maybe I wasn't that sure at that time of my level of tennis. So this is obviously very pleasing and satisfying to be able to play the way I played in the last couple of tournaments in Queens and Wimbledon. And this is going to be a huge confidence boost and springboard for whatever is coming up. So, you know, I really can't see the future. I don't know what's going to happen, but, you know, I like to play on hard courts. US Open was always a successful tournament for me. I haven't played it last year because of injury, so I'm looking forward to also go out there and play my best and see where he takes me.
Congratulations, Novak.
Thank you.
Do you feel this is the greatest achievement, considering what you've been through the last 15 months?
Well, as I've said when I answered the first question, I think alongside the first Wimbledon title, when I managed to get #1 of the world for the first time in 2011 and win my dream tournament, this is probably next to that the biggest achievement I had. And Roland Garros and Australian Open and a few other tournaments. It's hard to pick one, to be honest, but as I said, it really is special considering the last period of last 2 years. Absolutely, I've never faced a major injury in my career before. I changed the racket. I also made some compensations in my game. I had to adjust, and I had to get comfortable with that game, and it took me a while. And so I'm very, very pleased with this kind of achievement.
Bravissimo Novak. You are winning 4 Wimbledon in the elite of players like Lever, Borg, Sampras and Federer who have won either 4 or more. In your fantasy, do you see yourself close to one of them or more than another one? And are you going to give half of your prize money to the surgeon of your tennis elbow?
He was there, by the way. He was here today. He was here today.
Your guest, I guess.
Yes, not Anderson's guest, for sure. Yes, he was there, and I saw him yesterday and today, before the match. So, of course, I'm very thankful to him and to his team for doing a great job. Half of prize money is a bit unlikely, but maybe something else. We'll see. We'll think about it. And to answer your first part of the question, it's just a great honor to be in that elite. Pete Sampras has 14 slams, and he was, out of everyone that I looked up to, probably my biggest role model and idol, growing up. So to be just one step away from his record is quite incredible. And to win 4 titles at in this, sanctuary of tennis is quite impressive as well. So I'm very proud of it.
A more technical question. A long time ago, over dinner after you won Estoril, you told me I have a secret weapon that I use in special moments. The backhand down the line always makes something happen. In the past years, you seem to lose it a little bit. Your forehand becoming a major weapon, and it seems that year you got it back. Am I wrong? Tell me something about it.
Yeah, I relied a lot, especially in the early days of my professional career, on that shot. Backhand down the line was, and it still is, one of probably the most important shots, not in my game, but in game in general. Because if you see, let's say the structure of the point, regardless of the surface, statistically is mostly backhand cross, and someone runs around backhand, hits the forehand, 1-2 punch, but most of the players are more comfortable in the backhand corner, so backhand down the line. If you're comfortable with that shot, if you have confidence in it, that can disrupt the rhythm and positioning on the court of your opponent a lot. So that's definitely has been, if I can call it, a weapon of mine. But it's a tough shot to hit as well. It's above the highest part of the net, and it has to be timed well. And you're right. For some time I wasn't really comfortable with that shot, but I felt like lately has been working well.
Novak, you got the band back together, Marianne and Gigi. Do you know, now that you're back to
the boys band?
Now that you're back to winning ways with Marianne, do you know if it's going to be a long-term commitment or not? Because at the beginning you said you didn't know. Yes.
Well, we talked actually post-match, and he, it seems like he's planning to keep on working with me, which is great news. And we're gonna keep on working till the end of the year for sure, and then we'll see. We'll see after that. I mean, obviously, I'm so grateful to Marian and to Gigi as well for coming back, and after a year of not working with them and them continuing with their lives and doing different things, and leaving that aside and coming to join me again and help me to get to where I am at the moment is it's really nice of them. So I love these guys very much.
I was going to ask you more about Marian. How bad did you feel how bad were you feeling about yourself when you called him, and what has he done exactly to help you so much since then? Not
at all. Actually, in contrary, I didn't feel bad about myself at all. I was actually excited to call him very much, and it didn't take long. Actually, the same night he called me back and said, "Okay, let's do it. When should I come for practice?" And a few days later, he was there. So, we, as I've said, when we split, we stayed in touch. We're family. We love each other. We nurture our relationships, and that hasn't changed when professionally we decided to split. It was obviously more of a break than a short break than a long break, so I'm really glad for that.
Last two questions, here and here. So you at the back?
Novak, when you were going through the injury and the struggle, and was there ever a moment in it where you mentioned doubt, that you truly thought maybe this might not happen for you, you might not reach this mountaintop again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were several moments of where I was frustrated and questioning whether I can get back on desired level or not. But that's that makes this whole journey even more special for me. And as I said, it's easy to talk now and look back at it and be kind of grateful. But I really am grateful to go through this kind of so to say mixed emotions and turbulences as well, mentally, and moments of doubt and disappointment and frustration, anger. But I'm human as all of you, I hope, here in this room. And we all have to face that. We all have to go through that. And we learn. It's a learning curve. It really is. And helped me, not just as a tennis player, but just as a human being to get to know myself on a deeper levels. I mean, it's usually in a struggle that you get to know yourself and that you get to have an opportunity to rise like a phoenix and evolve and be better.
Last English question.
Novak, clearly it was very special for you to have your son there. How has fatherhood changed this whole experience for you?
It was actually, I didn't talk about it, but it was one of the, if not the biggest motivation I've had for this Wimbledon this year. I was imagining this moment of him coming to the stands and cherishing this moment with my wife and me and everyone. It's hard to describe. I mean, I never had him in the box watching the tennis match, and I was hoping that Wimbledon can be that tournament, because he's big enough now to, I think, stay quiet maybe for 30 minutes or so, maybe. But there are special rules here, so we had to respect them. He was under 5 years old, and you're not allowed, if you're under 5, to be present. But Roger, I think, had his girls and his boys as well. I think last year and the years that he won at the trophy ceremony. So I was hoping I can have Stefan too, and he was not there till the very moment when I was walking to get an interview, and he walked in, and so that was just a moment that I'll carry inside of my heart forever.
Thank you. We'll go to
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Grazie. 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 Ovo je Stas. Thank you.
Novak, kad bi pravio rang list pobjeda svih...
Top lista nadrealista.
Može i tako. Vjerovatno ova dolazi negdje pri vrhu.
Da.
U koju kategoriju ovu pobjedu možemo spustiti?
Pa na top liste nadrealiste bi ovo vjerovatno bilo pri vrhu. Uz onaj Roland Garros 2016. godine koji je toliko dugo iščekivan bio i za koji se radilo puno godina i na toj posljednji stepeniku sam nisam uspevao da pređem taj posljednji stepenik, posljednju prepreku na Roland Garrosu dugi niz godina i onda kad sam uspeo u tome je stvarno bilo ostvarenje svih mogućih snova vezanih za tenis. Ali nekako Wimbledon se verovatno izdvaja u odnosu na ostale Grand Slamove jer je najprestižniji, najpoznatiji, najlepši turnir teniski za mnoge tenisere i mnogima je san da osvoje taj trofej, tako da ja sam jedan od njih i kad sam bio klinac od 7 godina sam pravio te trofeje od kartona i zamišljao sebe da osvajam trofej jednog dana. 2011. godine se to ostvarilo i prvi put sam i postao broj 1 i imao taj neverovatan doček u Srbiji i to je stvarno nezaboravan trenutak, nešto što neće da iščezne iz mog srca nikada i s vremena na vreme gledam snimke i prisjećam se i tog finala i tog dočeka i te energije koje sam dobio i ljubavi od svog naroda. I verovatno ovogodišnji Wimbledon isto zbog toga što sam prošao kroz i sito i rešeto, što se kaže, sportski u posljednje 2 godine. Ta povreda koja je me omela u svakom smislu i imao sam mnogo trenutaka i sumnje da li ću moći da se vratim na taj nivo toliko željeni na koji sam navikao, koji je bio karakterističan za mene kada sam stvarno dominirao teniskim svetom i bilo je jako frustrirajuće na momente da treniram toliko i znam koliko napora ulažem, a opet nisam u stanju da se takmičim sa najboljim teniserima na svetu, nisam u stanju ni da budem približno svom nivou. Tako da je to nešto što me, verovatno najveća lekcija koju sam naučio, da budem strpljiv i da stvarno verujem u sebe, u svoje kvalitete i da jednog dana mogu da očekujem da će se to ostvariti ako stvarno verujem u to. Tako da eto, taj dan je došao možda i ranije nego što sam sanjao. I zahvalio bi se, opet bi iskoristio priliku da se zahvalim stvarno svim ljudima koji su verovali da sam na pravom putu, koji su nastavili da me podržavaju. Veliko hvala od srca.
Molim te, spomenuo si nekoliko puta te momente sumnje, da stavimo celokupnu priču u kontekst, ako si sad ponovo na vrhu, šta bi rekao da je bila najniža tačka ovih prethodnih godina dana?
Pa u sportskom smislu, zato što ne mogu da pričam generalno, jer stvarno generalno toliko blagoslova sam imao u posljednje vreme i sa rođenjem i Stefana i Tare i mnogo lepih stvari mi se desilo u životu na kojima sam zahvalan, tako da ne mogu pričam generalno, pričam ovako teniski, sportski. Verovatno period nakon operacije kada sam ponovo počeo da treniram, dakle u stvari kada sam krenuo da se takmičim, znači Indian Wells, Miami su bili onako da kažem poprilično jedinstveni turniri za mene u negativnom kontekstu, jer sam tu verovatno odigrao najgore mečeve i najgore se osjećao na terenu od kad pamtim da igram profesionalni tenis. I znam da sam se prerano vratio, svi su me ubeđivali da nije vreme, da moram da uzem malo više vremena da se pripremim, da dovedem telo, u red, da budem spreman, da se takmičim na tom nivou, da konsultovao se jesam sa mnogim igračima koji su u prošlosti prolazili kroz takve vrste povreda i slične situacije, ali sam slušao na kraju sebe i ne kajem se iskreno, zato što znam da je sve to doprinelo ovoj situaciji sada. Jer kako drugačije da naučiš lekcije ako ne grešiš u životu. Tako da niko nije bezgrešan, ja sam naučio svoje lekcije, vjerojatno najveće je da budem strpljiv i da verujem.
Koliko ti je zadovoljstvo, mnogi su sumnjali u tebe, bilo i nekih ružnih spekulacija, ružnih priča, da li ti je sada osjećaj još, ajde da kažemo, posebniji zbog toga što si eto i tim nekim drugima, bilo ih je stvarno mnogo dokazano?
Pa jeste, iskreno jeste. Jer bilo je stvarno nekih priča koje su onako, nisu na mestu, kako da kažem. Opet, s druge strane, znam da ljudi i koji su možda to govorili i tako dalje, da opet bilo je dosta njih koji me podržavaju zaista i žele sve najbolje i onda nisu ni oni mogli da prihvate možda tu realnost da ja nisam na tom nivou i tako dalje. Onda se traže razlozi u drugima i u nekim stvarima i tako dalje, da ne ulazimo u detalje. Ali, okej, mislim, ja sam uvijek govorio da svako ima pravo na svoje mišljenje i ja poštujem stvarno svakoga i svakog čoveka na ovoj planeti. Na meni je opet da odrađujem stvari onako kako smatram zajedno sa svojim timom i bliskim ljudima, kako smatram da je ispravno. I napominjao sam više puta da ne volim da se upoređujem sa Novakom od pre 2, 3, 4, 5 godina, jer sam drugačiji čovek i teniser i mnogo stvari se tu izmenilo. Kao i svi ostali, gledam da nekako izvučem maksimum iz ovog životnog iskustva za sebe i da budem što bolji. I kao osoba i kao teniser, i ovo je stvarno ta potvrda došla u pravo vreme da sam na pravom putu.
Last question. Last one, ok. Novak, samo da se vratimo malo nazad. Da li je taj ispunjeni ciklus i opus sva 4 Grand Slema u nizu, ne u istoj godine, da li je on možda, kako se to kaže, ispuhao balon ambicija?
Jeste, sigurno, definitivno. O tome sam i ranije pričao. Iskreno mislio sam, to jest nisam verovao da će do toga doći, da ću ja morati da se naprežem i da ulažem velike napore da bi sebe motivisao, da bi pronašao neku inspiraciju. Ali, eto, desilo se i prvi put u mojoj karijeri da sam udario nekako glavom u zid, kažemo, metaforički. Posle Roland Garrosa, koliko god me Roland Garros ispunio u svakom pogledu, ali toliko sam bio izduvan i iscrpljen. Emotivno da sam posle toga verovatno i trebao završim sezonu tu i da uzem neki duži odmor, pauzu, ali nekako kada ste mehanički navikli da igrate toliko turnira i deo ste tog rasporeda, prosto nastavljate dalje. Kročite svoj put i opet, kažem, ne osvrćem se sa kajanjem, nego to je neka životna lekcija velika i to i ovo sve što sada doživljavam čini još lepšim i boljim. Tako je, tako. Hvala. Živeli. Hvala. Thank you very much. Pleasure.